My name is Kathleen George, and this is my husband, Dwight.
Hello.
And we live in Front Royal, Virginia. We have children that have been diagnosed with hemophilia type A. They are severes. We actually have 4 sons that are type of that.
And so I'd gotten out of class and went over to the hospital. And I actually followed the doctor into the room. He sat on the bed and looked at Kathleen. He goes, "Well, now, as you know, we have a problem with this baby." That's how I found out, not the particulars, but the fact that there was a problem. And when he said hemophilia, I immediately went back to one biology college course I had where we briefly touched on, bleeding disorders. And so I knew what he was talking about, kind of. But that was the introduction to it. Then they were packing him up and rushed him down to Charlottesville. We did not get to take him out of the hospital.
I remember the doctor telling us, that it was a very expensive disease and that it could cost as much as $100,000 a year. People first and hemophiliacs second. You have to have insurance. It's just like having air to breathe. You must have insurance. And sometimes the premium was as much as $2,500 a month. And of course, PSI was able to help us with that. But that's not what the expenses are for their medications. Their expenses for their medications are running probably $2,500 to $3,000 a week. So we already knew Dana as a friend and as a hemophiliac, and we, they just kind of came to us and said, we know you're in need, and what can we do to help?
Life without PSI, what would it be? What would it be like? It's difficult to say. They've helped us in so many ways and so many levels that if it had gone another way at any time when they've been able to step in, I really don't know. Well, again, I said earlier about the difference between poverty or a certain financial dignity.
And PSI has helped to alleviate those fears for us.
My name is Patrick. I'm 17 years old.
My name is William George, and I'm 11 years old.
And we both have hemophilia A. Our parents and older brothers helped us to learn how to self-infuse and how to just treat a bleed altogether.
Usually if I go out with my friends or whatever, I have to factor each time so I don't get hurt or whatever. Just like how Patrick was saying, it's pretty much the same way.
For the PSI, we can get the medication that we need to just live relatively normal lives.
My name is Mandy Herbert, and I'm the Communications and Marketing Manager at PSI. And my overall goal for my position at PSI is to go out and really talk with the bleeding disorders community, the patients, the donors, and encourage those in the community to support us financially, and also just support us in the community and support our efforts for assisting the patients who really need our assistance. It's important for us to keep receiving funding because our patients are your average middle-class American families. They work hard, they play hard, but when you're hit with a chronic illness such as a bleeding disorder, hemophilia, von Willebrand, whatever it may be, that really just makes a financial strain on your family. You have to choose between, do I pay the mortgage? Do I have to take out another loan? What do I need to do to afford this medication so I can continue to live a normal life? And at PSI, we just don't think that's a decision anybody should have to make. You should be able to afford your regular everyday life, your mortgage, groceries, school, even your fun extracurricular activities. You want to be able to do those and live your normal life. But you shouldn't have to worry about affording your treatment. It's not your fault that you have a chronic illness. Well, we help with over 20 different disease areas, but we started with bleeding disorders. And we started with bleeding disorders because our founder, Dr. Dana Kuhn, he actually has hemophilia himself. So he knows the personal struggles that these patients go through on a daily basis. He understands them. And the bleeding disorders community, we really consider as part of our extended PSI family. And when we go to conferences and we see these patients and we see the donors, there's never an awkward feeling. Everybody is just so happy to see each other. We know what's going on in each other's lives. We keep up with each other constantly. So when we go and work within the Bleeding Missing Horse community, it's very touching, it's very heartfelt, and everybody has a genuine concern for each other.
But somebody who's thinking about donating to PSI, I would just say like thank you, and that would be amazing, to keep me to be able to do what I love doing. It's just thank you.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's just so awesome if you guys could donate and stuff for, to live normal lives.
I'd say, first of all, that you cannot imagine that the giving goes way beyond the monetary, the price tag, or whatever you want to put it. And I'm not just talking about a potential tax break or a mention in a publication about the way you help families is so much more than just the monetary. Peace of mind is one thing. The ability to live with hope.